Hey guys, what's up? Andy with Homesteaders here. So we're doing a little bit of a tar project on a new metal install on an old house. So basically we have, I'll show you why we're doing this. It's not absolutely necessary, but this is a precaution I'm taking just to make sure we don't have any leaks. You're always gonna want to have a couple things around, plenty of rags, plenty of latex gloves, or if you're allergic to latex, they have, I can't remember what the other one's called, vinyl I believe. And then we got a little bit of gas right here to cut the tar. Wear some old clothes that you don't like, because you'll probably get it on you, especially if it's your first time doing it. Small mason trowel, 2-inch scraper, or actually a tuck pointer will work too if you're a mason. Generally what I do is I will scoop it out with the mason trowel, have it on the top, and scrape it like that off into the area I desire to put it. I'm showing you that because I'm not sure I'll be able to hold the camera and apply that, because generally it takes two hands. We're gonna come up here real quick, show you what we got going on. This is a 100-year-old house with a gambrel roof. So we got our temporary deck down there protecting where we put our metal on as we work up. And right here in this valley that comes in, we have these areas here. Now we have butyl tape and urethane that we've shot in here like you're supposed to. But just as an extra precaution, we were going to put a line of that tar underneath here and up in here and along this side as well. Because of this downturn coming in, we want to make sure we don't get any water over in this area should we have like a real heavy rain. Odds are this is a steep enough drop that water won't hit and come back up, but water moves faster off of metals than it does shingles. So just in case we have a flex of water coming off that main roof, we can handle that. So we're gonna run up here under our stops. We have our weather stops in here, again some urethane, but we're gonna take a bead of the Henry's, which you can buy it in tubes as well. It's about $7 and some change for the tube, for the small tubes, and then it's about $34 for that gallon can you just seen. Got a nice dent right here, unfortunately. I would generally take a little more note of that, but this is on my house, so we're gonna let it ride just because all the paint is still there. So had some help here the other night and he accidentally lost his balance and stepped in the valley. We already have all this on. I don't want to take it off to reseal. It is the end of December, so we're running out of time with the weather, so we can't be too picky at this point, unfortunately. So that's that. I'm gonna pause this for a second, pull everything up here, and yeah, we'll get to tarring some of this, and then we'll probably pause again and go grab that caulking and just run a real quick bead just to show you guys that. Quick application. This will work on old roofs as well. A lot of times with shingles, you'll have leaks in these areas and valleys, and if you're dealing with leaks there, I normally line that whole section with tar. On older roofs, you don't even need to be pretty, you just get it in there. This stuff you can apply in very cold weathers, very wet weather. I've used it before. This house, like I said, is 100 years old. My wife and I bought it, oh gosh, about 5 years ago, and the roof on it was pretty much trash, and I've used this tar to stop some pretty massive leaks just to get us to the point where we are putting this new roof on. So again, I'm gonna pause this real quick and I'll be right back to you. Okay guys, so we got everything up here. We set our gas up there off of that purling, so it's nice and level and not gonna spill. Don't have anybody walking around up here while I'm doing this. Wish I had somebody to hold the camera, that'd be nice. I'm gonna try to kind of balance the camera here. We're gonna do this one stop right here, just kind of what I was showing you. I got the tar on that mason trowel. I'm gonna just take my little scraper here and I'm gonna push some up in there, like so. You don't wanna go crazy with using the gas. Whoop, sorry, drop the camera. My stuff is pretty sticky, so I can turn things while I'm talking to you. And look there, so we got that little bit of a mess there. We're gonna just scrape that up under there and leave that as that is. Then I'm going to shift to my next one. In a minute, what I'm gonna do is I'll take the rag and I'll just very lightly, because you don't want to put a lot of gas on your paint, that's for sure, take a tiny bit of gas and just wipe that little bit of excess off. Don't scrape too much with your metal. As you can see, I barely touched that. If you're not comfortable with that, or your hands, don't scrape at all, because you do not want to scrape your finish off. We already have several spots. You can see I've had some help up here where they've scratched some things up. I got to get some finish markers. They do sell that. And we're going to go back and finish and fix all those little spots. It's going to take a little bit of time, but it will make things last longer. So always keep your stuff where you are not going to make a big mess. I have this on my ladder. Again, I don't have anybody else up here, so I'm being extremely careful with this. Now I'm going to set my scraper down here just in the top of my can. Since it's so full, that's convenient. If not, I normally bring a little piece of plywood up and I'd set it like up here somewhere where I can set my stuff on it and keep the tar off of the main roof. Right here on these bigger sections, you can generally just take your mason tool and just tuck it right up under there. You do not need to put it so it's like sticking out real far. You can tuck it as far as you want. If you want it further, take your little scraping tool, or as I think I mentioned, you can use a tuck point as well. So, and just again, I apply it until I fill this area. It's waterproof then. I don't need to worry about any backsplash coming out or anything of that nature. So this isn't a real hard application. If you're dealing with like a leak around a vent, like up there, you have your boot and everything. And you know, normally all roof leaks start around vents, dormers, and skylights. Skylights are a huge offender. This stuff is amazing. If you need it in a pinch, I recommend it. This is, like I said, Henry's is a good product. I don't get anything from them for telling you that. It'd be nice if I did, but maybe someday if I get enough followers, we'll see. But yeah, so this is, again, something simple. We'll here in a second, I'm going to pause this. I'm going to finish this area. I'm going to show you just the cleanup on the wiping this up. I don't want this to be too long of a video. And like I said, I'm going to pause this and we'll get back to cleanup here in a second just so you can see it, and then we'll probably end this video. Thanks. Alright guys, so I'm back. So we got tar up in there, all those spots across there. Now right here, I went ahead and put a screw in as I was talking about. I'm going to show you just the caulking application. You can see where I tucked a little right there and it bulged out when the screw tightened down. So you're just going to want to take and just gently move it along as you're caulking. Stuff holds up pretty good in weather exposure. So if you have a nice bead that looks good and you're sealed top and bottom, like right here I need to apply more, you're good right there. You don't need to come back and wipe that. Okay, and just wrap that around the edge there. You can see where I got some butyl tape. Some roofers will tell you like this is probably not necessary if you're sealing everything good and right. And you know, there's some probably you might not be necessary, but I'm the kind of person that when I do something, I don't want to come back to it. So if I get a call from a homeowner, which I don't do roofs, I do a lot of framing and woodworking construction. I've grown up doing pretty much everything. I'm going to set this in my valley facing up like that. I'm going to watch, make sure I don't have any run out my tip. It looks like it's done. But I do my own roofs on my buildings just because I know how to. I'm just not, it's not my forte. So I had got some gas on this a little bit. Now we're not going to go crazy with it. Come to kind of where the reg's partially dry and wet. I hope you can see that in the camera. This is just my phone. It's not the greatest. We're just going to start up here. Going to wipe this off. Again, nobody's going to see, especially this valley, because it's on the top of the roof. We're going to clean it, but we don't want to go crazy with the gas at all. And right here, like I said, we don't need to do a lot of cleaning because that bead's pretty clean. We're just going to get our excess where I had a little runoff when I went back to make that better. Cleaning your tools is as simple as taking, you know, that container that I have gas in and scrape your tool back into your bucket with your scraper, scrape each of them off, get the big wads off, and then just stick your whole tool in there, wipe it off. Don't let it dry on your tools because then you will not get it off. Like I said, don't wear clothes you like. I think I said that in the beginning of this video. I hope I did, because you know, it's tar. Once it dries on something, it's on there. So if I don't like using this on any sections of the roof that are going to be visible, but this isn't going to be visible, and this is kind of a high risk area for leaks. So we're going to treat it like a high risk area and put some extra precaution here. Like I said, we've ran all of our butyl tape under the edges and anything. All that's good. I don't want to repeat myself too much. Now you've seen how I scraped it into the turn down. You know, I got a little cleanup right there. Just go right along your edge. Nobody is going to, the nice thing about black, nobody's going to see this. I don't think I'd do this on a blue roof unless I could conceal it. And if I was going to do that, I would literally just tuck it all the way. Like I'd put my weather stops back here, and I'd tuck my tar, you know, back into here with a tuck point or that little scraper, and then just keep my blue clean as I'll get out, because you don't want, you know, black all over blue up there if somebody looks up. This will work, like I said, old roofs, new roofs. This Henry's tar is fantastic product. I've applied it in snow on this house, and it stopped a leak over my dormer on the front, which you can't see right now, but we had a leak into our bedroom, and you know, it was doing drywall damage. I was out of town and called my dad up, and he ran up here with a can of this stuff and just scraped it in for me. And when we pulled the shingles off, man, they were still glued down like he had just done it. Like, I mean, the stuff is, like I said, it's pretty good stuff. And I think that was, like I said, we bought the house about 5 years ago. So that tar's sat on here for 5 years, and it just stayed on here good. So we're gonna clean this up like we're doing. That's pretty much it. You don't need to sit here and watch me, you know, wipe metal down. Seeing how we applied just an even bead with the caulk gun. Clean up on tools, like I said, dip them in there, wipe them off with your rag. Always wear gloves and be safe. I want 2 minutes over. I was hoping to keep this video at 10 minutes, but oh well, I hope it's useful to you. And like I said, you can use this video for old applications as well, around vents or anything. You just put it on there and go. That's all you got to do with it. So have a great day.